Hello and welcome to another CAD clip on AutoCAD 2007 3D. And what we're talking about in this lesson is interference checking, which is really a no-brainer. And I'll just get right into it. I've got some solids here. If I list this, I've got a 3D solid and it's a cylinder, and I've basically copied it 3 times, and all I've done here is change the properties, change the color of these objects just so they stand out a little bit. So nothing fancy there. And then I can go into a 3D view and I can change my visual styles as I please, and all I'm going to do is, using shift middle mouse button, is pan around here. Okay, and I'm going to cause these objects to kind of interfere with each other. So I'm going to take this, and now that I can do this in a 3D and know where I am, I can say, okay, well, I'm going to move that one over there, and then I'm going to take this guy and kind of move that guy over there. Okay, and I can go back into my wireframe if I want. I can go back and look from the top. I've got some areas that interfere. So all I can do, and go back to a 3D view, maybe change my view to get something a little more conducive to the eye, and then now I'm going to use my interference checking by starting off. Now I need to go into here, by the way, and expand this down. If you don't see this, there's our interference checking icon. We click on this, we read our command line, and it says select the first set of objects. Okay, and then there's an S for settings, and we can type S for settings, and we can say how it's going to display. We're going to see that a little bit later, and also it's going to show the visual style, whether, you know, how we want it to display. And 3D wireframe is actually good, and you'll see why. So just a couple things there under settings. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this yellow guy, and I'm going to hit enter. Select second set of objects, it says. So I'm going to pick these 2 guys here and hit enter, and it bumps me into a wireframe, as I had mentioned earlier. And now from inside of here, I can pan this stuff around and zoom this around if I want. Maybe auto hide that. As soon as I hit escape, my interference checking dialog box comes back, and now what I can do is I can say next and next, etc. Okay, zoom to pair. If I take the zoom button off, now what happens is, if I go back into here, for instance, pan, I can zoom out, move that off to the side, hit escape, and now when I go next, 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 it's going to find previous, okay, those objects. Now when I close this off, it can make actual solid objects out of the interference areas. Okay, there's 2 sets of interference objects. So delete interference objects. I'm going to take that off, which means don't delete them, which means create them. And then I'm going to hit close. And that's it. The job is now done. And now if I say M for move and I hover around, guess what? I can move that one out, and then M for move again, pick and slide that one out. And those are my interference objects. So you can do that with all different types of solids. Okay, back to my dashboard. Maybe take my auto hide off once again. Now maybe I will pick this one, enter, and then I'll pick these 2 to compare, enter. Okay, I can get inside of there, zoom to pair, etc., previous, next, next, etc. Use your zoom buttons over here. It's not complicated. Take your delete off, hit close, M for move, pick this guy, move him over, M for move again. Oh, and then maybe that's getting cumbersome. I'll switch to wireframe, and then it might be easier to grab that little guy that I created, move him over there. Okay, so it's up to you how you do it. All it does is compare the objects, and it gives you 2 sets to compare, and then it makes the interference objects, and that's about it. Easy peasy.